Hello everyone, how are you? Tell them it is a trap. Russian media find out how Russian propaganda is preparing for possible retreat from Kherson. The Kremlin has developed a number of recommendations, manuals, for Russian propagandists, which should prepare the audience for the fact that the Russian Federation may leave Kherson. I will convey to you today's important developments. And I'll look into what might be on the map. If you want the war to end, I would appreciate it if you like the video and comment. Don't hold back your support and let's show our stance. Source: Russian news website Meduza, which received two so-called documents with recommendations details. The first manual proposes that the Russian propagandists insist that the Kherson front is very important for the Ukrainian government, and that is why it will send tens of thousands of troops to secure victory there. It also states that Kherson can become a trap for Russian troops, who will have no way to retreat. Quote, Russian troops seek to preserve the lives of civilians and personnel. It is the danger of a massive attack on the city by a huge group of nationalists that dictated the evacuation of the city's civilians to the left bank of the Dnipro River. The enemy wants Kherson to become a trap for Russia, a battlefield with tens of thousands of victims. The armed forces of Ukraine are planning to stage a terrorist attack by destroying Kakhovka hydroelectric power plant. Blowing up the HPP may become a trap for our fighters. In this case, settlements with civilians will be flooded, our military will be surrounded and will not even be able to fight, they will simply be washed away. Details. The second manual separately stated that state propaganda should pay attention to the speech by Anatoly Turkhanov, the diplomat, historian and political scientist, member of the Scientific Council of the Security Council of the Russian Federation. At Putin's meeting with historians, Turkhanov mentioned the Battle of Poltava of 1709, and stated that before winning it, Peter the Great retreated to Poltava, and it was the retreat that ultimately led to the turning point in the war. Sources of the outlet in the Kremlin also noted that Putin has not yet decided on retreating from Kherson, and the Russian authorities consider it to be an undesirable, but probable, option for the development of events in the contact zone. On Monday, Kirill Stremisov, the Russian-installed puppet governor of Kherson Oblast, said that the last trip of a motor ship that could evacuate local residents from the right bank of Kherson Oblast to the left was on the 7th of November. Russian President Vladimir Putin said that Kherson residents should be deported from the city. Kremlin decides to create nationwide code, an image of Russia's future Alexander Kharichev, head of the Department for Supporting the Activity of the State Council at the Russian Presidential Administration, and three other pro-government politicians have published an academic paper on the common values that could unite Russians in an image of Russia's future. Source: The article, Perception of the Basic Values, Factors and Structure of Russia's Social and Historical Development, based on research materials and testing, Kremlin-aligned news outlet Kommersant details. Kharichev has overseen many election campaigns in recent years. His co-contributors were Andrei Shutev, Dean of the Political Science Faculty at Moscow State University, Andrei Polaskin, Head of the Department for Interaction with Regions at Rosatom, the Russian State Nuclear Energy Corporation, ED, and Ekaterina Sokolova, Deputy Executive Director for Strategy and Forecasting of the Social Research Expert Institute. The article, entitled Perception of the Basic Values, Factors and Structure of Russia's Social and Historical Development, based on research materials and testing, was published in the Journal of Political Studies in October. It was based on research conducted in spring. 70 people took part in focus groups and brainstorming sessions from the 4th of March to the 20th of May 2022. They were students from Moscow State University and the Higher School of Economics, as well as lecturers attending a conference in the occupied city of Sevastopol. They were asked the following questions: What is Russian statehood? What will the country look like in 10 years' time? What future do Russians have? What can we offer the world and the country? And, how can we make the future happen? Kharichev and his colleagues believe that the results of this research will enable them to more effectively develop national strategies for forming civil society, based on a common understanding of the basic constructive values that are most in accord with the personal worldview of a particular citizen. They also see the prospect of creating a full integral nationwide code, formed of intuitive archetypes and images that enhance the traditional strong points of Russian society and that can be described as a hierarchical system of interconnected images and meanings. Following the discussions, the researchers have established a 5-level pentabasis: individual, family, society, state, country. Dominant values have been defined for each level. They are patriotism for the country, trust in the authorities for the state, the people of Russia for the family, harmony for society, and creativity for the individual. As the article states, it has been argued that European society is individualistic while Russians have family plus family with friends as their main value. The authors propose a dominant value. The people of the Russian Federation are a family of families. The following concepts have been suggested, following the discussions: metaphorical images of Russia's future. The state is a novel, it is being written collectively by writer-citizens and has alternative endings. Russia's future is the second volume of Dead Souls that Gogol, its author, burned. The state is a firebird. Modern concepts of the state. The homeland mother with a laser sword, a source of pride for the Russian spirit that points the way to the future, a state of friendly service. Messianic concepts of the state of the future. Russia as a prophet, which resists the Grand Inquisitor, in Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov. Russia as the world's guardian, a guardian of kindness. Idealistic concepts of the state of the future. A wondrous city, inclusion, coexistence, acceptance of others as equals, but not to be mistaken for tolerance in any way, a pie that harmoniously combines different ingredients. Mechanistic concepts of the state of the future. A kaleidoscope, a multifaceted future. The state is a medium-sized magnet that creates a field for a particular community. Lapin has been widely criticized for poor performance on the battlefield in Ukraine by both Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov and Wagner head Yevgeny Prigozhin. These dismissals represent a pattern of blame against senior Russian military commanders for failures to achieve Russian objectives on the battlefield. This is in part likely an attempt to insulate and deflect blame from Russian senior leadership at home. Ukraine expects positive answer from Germany for the supply of Leopard 2 tanks. We expect to soon receive a positive answer from Germany regarding the delivery of Leopard 2 main battle tanks from Germany directly to Ukraine, said Alexei Makiev, Ukrainian ambassador in Germany. Citing information published by NTV website, Ukraine would be in talks with Germany to acquire Leopard 2 tanks. Since the beginning of the war in Ukraine, Germany has already delivered or will supply several types of combat vehicles including PZH 2155mm howitzers, Iris TSLM air defense missile system, Mars 2 MLRS rocket launcher systems, Dingo 2 4x4 armored vehicles, as well as ammunition, small weapons, and individual equipment. During the European Council on Foreign Relations in September 2022, Germany has suggested the possibility to deliver Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. It was also recommended that European countries, which have the Leopard 2 in stock, should form a group to provide Ukraine with 90 battle-ready tanks. The delivery of main battle tanks to Ukraine would be crucial to fighting the Russian army in the next phase of the war. Thank you for listening. I will keep you informed of the hottest developments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.